These always look different than this. So, hey, that's up. Oh, where did it go? Well, I suppose it only took a moment to print. Now I can find it later. But Thingiverse found these tiny little eyes to print, which is ideal. If you see the smaller ones in there, those are the ball chain. So that one right there. The ball chain ones. I painted just with black paint and sealed in resin. However, this is so much easier. It takes but a moment to print them. And this is it on the support still. And just popping them off is quite easy. And save a load of time. Takes very, very little material or filament. And really excited to use these. And also found a few other printables for eyes, legs, a bunch of things. Really perfect. Hello, Ann King. Managed to go to Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if someone wanted to order something or what, but I woke up to 25 bucks in my Venmo and I was quite stoked. And managed to get to Hobby Lobby, so got a few things from there. And also got some Flashaboo, some proper Flashaboo. And the one thing I did forget, oops, hooked. The one thing I did forget to look at Hobby Lobby was tinsel, because they had all the Christmas stuff up, and totally forgot. But really excited for these. I did get this ribbon that is almost like tinsel. Thought maybe this would be easier to wrap bodies on larger hooks. And look at that, every color. And really excited about that. The Flashaboo Woods, every color. I'm really excited for the pearl and the red. And depending on what colors I use the most, then I'll just get some bulk of that. But nice amount to get started and to get familiar with that material. Hobby Lobby is a treat. I'm really glad there's one relatively close by. Even grabbed some feathers from the floor of the craft section. But I did get some foam for topwater lures, and it's just $1 piece of foam. I got white. I only got one piece, but I got whites. I could just Sharpie it any color. And I found this boa of sorts. Ooh, don't rip off. And I really liked the multicolor action of this guy, so I picked one of this up. I think this is probably the priciest material out of all of it. It was Jesus Christ, it was $3.99, and I got about 20 bucks worth of stuff. And really nice feathers. These were $1 a pack, but look how buggy the top. I don't know what the name of this part is. I'm just gonna call it tendrils. The top tendrils, really nice and buggy, has a green hue to them. Not exactly sure what type of feather. Oh, it does say ringneck pheasant, almond plumage. Really excited for those. Name I do, well, I in the beginning stages of learning how to tie flies, and nice rack. I don't have one of those. Flyer than Florida, y'all. Anyway, some cinnamon cubed lollipops. Never seen such thing. But the feathers were pretty dang nice. Small feather section. They had some larger feathers in the florist or the floral area. However, they had wires going through it. Made them like $2 each. So I just went to the craft section. I have these, but I don't have dyed ones. So you got really nice color and stripes. Even just a few little pieces of that does a lot. And these are furnace saddle hackle. Kind of regret not grabbing more of these. Really ideal. They didn't have any form of rooster feathers, and that's what I was really after. Also grabbed a pack of pink. Really want to make some classic saltwater lures, and I'm probably most excited about this. Out here is well water, so to make hard-boiled eggs, gotta use bottled water, and I did not know this existed, and Code was like, yeah, you gotta get that. So, in the cart, and I'm really excited to plug this in literally right here and have eggs available all day. And before I carry on, I did finish printing the box. I didn't even know it was going to have a nice design on there. And for dubbing, might be a little gross, however, my cat has the most beautiful dubbing. Gonna try it. And few other little things. Got some craft fur. I always see people using this, which I can't get over how this was probably the most expensive of the craft fur. The other huge piece was $3, $2.79. And I wasn't gonna get this. This was in the clearance section, but it was just a mistake. But $2.29, and this huge chunk of it. And again, can dye any color. Could use Sharpie, even highlighter probably, especially the Sharpie brand highlighters. So really excited to have craft fur finally to work with. All the minnows and bait fish that I've made thus far have used kind of the cheapest of the cheap EP fiber from Amazon. However, you know, can't complain. And did get another pack of those. Those tendrils at the tips are just so ideal. I'm really excited about these. And these were $1 a pack. And not a terrible amount of feathers, but definitely $1 worth. And oh, I didn't mean to get these. No wonder why it was pricey. I meant to put these back. This was just, it wasn't necessary. Oops. Well, it's too late now. Aren't they? They're very pretty. Nice, really pointy tips. I have some seamstress scissors with the pointiest tips I could find, and I can't find them anywhere. But they were $25, and I do not plan on repurchasing a pair. But these were, $4.49. Yeah, I did not mean to grab these. This is the first second I was in the store, so I was just kind of grabbing like things. Ooh, nice. If they feel really nice. Nice and close blades, so I feel like those are going to cut really nicely. Nice and pointy too. Not as pointy as the seamstress scissors, however, really good. Really good point. And, oh yay, I did make it. I have always wanted to work with model paint, and they had them for $2 a jar, and I got just one. I wanted to get the red one too, however, I figured I could use anything for that, and this color would be a little harder to find in other types of paints, and just the brightest yellow I could find, and it's nice greenish yellow, not quite chartreuse, more like a highlighter yellow, but really excited for that. $2.69, I'm sorry, but really excited to get some bright heads rather than just whatever the color the threads are, and I think that's it. And some more floor feathers. I wanted to grab them all. I feel like it was, they're just going to be swept up and tossed. And ooh, what was that? I think I saw a yellow fly. It's the swamps, y'all. Swamp. Oh god, there's not a yellow fly. They're so painful. They really are. They look like a really beautiful, just average fly. They're not. They could bite you through an Adidas stripe on pants. It's wild. Oh, well, there's that. And alright. Gotta reorganize a little bit. But just wanted to pop on and kind of show what I made out with. Hobby Lobby. There's only two in, like, one's like 2 hours away and the other's kind of down the street, and huge store, really affordable prices. They don't use barcodes, so it could take a little second if you get a cart full of stuff to check out, but that ain't no thing. There was a woman with her dog, and I was convinced I was looking at a child in a dog costume. It was the fluffiest. I wish I could snuck a picture. It was the fluffiest dog. I have no idea what breed it was. I've never seen anything like it, and should have asked for some fur. But really pretty dog. Well, now I don't know where to start. I can't get over this stuff. I'm not sure what you would call this, but the movement is so nice. And gonna try to wet a piece and then see how it dries. I don't know if that matters for anything. I mean, the movement is killer, and there's so many different colors on here. And this, I don't know. It's just beautiful. I got scissors. But I hope everyone's having a beautiful night. A little bit of distressing news, I suppose. Well, I suppose I don't really have to suppose. My dad has a tumor in his neck, and so he's staying a few days in the hospital. And Muppet fur. That's it, dead on. Oh shoot, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? That did the Muppets and Farscape. Gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Jensen, somethingson. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Something. Jensen. Who made Farscape? Code Lock hipped me to Farscape, and what a trip of a show. And Jim Henson, Jesus, Jim Henson. Really great show, sci-fi show. I believe from Australia, or it aired in Australia. And really trippy show. I was an astronaut, and if anybody's ever seen that, thank you, Cody. Finally got out and hit that good old society. A little far from shops out here, so don't get out too much. Kind of why I've been relying on Amazon so extensively for materials. I like going out into the wild to find them. I got in contact with some hunters, however, I haven't heard anything back. I'm really trying to find some rooster feathers, and it would be really sweet to source them locally. But they didn't have a single rooster feather there. I was even looking in like the florist department. Tons of craft fur though. And making some eyes. I was also making it just short to just show how I did it, because it really takes 2 seconds and the eyes come out great. The other thing I forgot to look for at Hobby Lobby was round glitter, because this is stop sign shape. I can't remember what comes between octagon and pentagons, and I haven't remembered to look it up. But yeah, just walked in the door, so it's still a little out of. I'm very excited for this egg thing too. So I'm probably gonna make some eggs. I hope it works. They had all kinds of stuff. A huge store. This is a dream come true. I'm guessing you just put some water in it and steams them. But it has a little channel that you could even make or crack the eggs within it to just have some steam poached eggs. And eggs are one of those things. Eggs and potatoes are like perfect foods to me. And however, it makes it a little easier. And like I said, well water out here, so pretty much anything boiling has to be from a bottle. And sometimes it feels like a waste, even though the water can be used for plants. That's nice. It comes with these. Probably won't get much use out of these, honestly. You never know, though. Look at that. That is brilliant. That's freaking brilliant. So we make 7 eggs. Huh. Okay, see? There's that. I'm guessing you just pour the water and it steams it and it gives you a... Interesting. There is a there are numbers telling you medium, hard, and soft, so maybe the amount of water? I don't get it. Interesting. Okay, so maybe the amount of water. I'm not too sure. Very excited though. And got some literature. Measuring cup with egg needle. Where's the egg needle? I'm not really sure. Oh! Oh. Egg needle. Ooh, almost fell. Egg needle. Huh. I wonder what that's. Well, I suppose I probably shouldn't read through these instructions right now. I feel. Anyway. Wow. Yes. I did not have a Hello Kitty line. There was a lot of Sanrio stuff. I had half the mind of picking stuff up only because I'm a reseller at heart. And I know a few years from now, this is gonna be Gucci. Like, I can't afford to get my childhood quilted bag because it goes for like $400. But anything with Sanrio on it, it's a good resale piece. I still have loads of vintage I have no idea what to do with. And trying to find a little camper to keep in Lake Worth, because then I can have a mobile fly shop. That's where all the tackle shops are anyway, and that's kind of where I'm going to start hitting up. My goal is to make a few minnows or bait fish and just give them to Tuppence, and if they sell, they could call me back, and if they don't, you know, feel free to give them to like the employees or something. Just anybody that could test them, really. And I'm really excited for this. And because it doesn't matter how many of something I can make if it doesn't catch anything. So gonna start trying to get that now that I have some proper materials. And tomorrow, the next day, some bucktail should be in. And that mixed with this white fur, I think, is what I'm going to be focusing on. And just trying to solidify, learning a certain pattern, and then make as many as I can with that. I feel a lot better doing that with tackle, because if it doesn't sell, I'll just use them or gift them. And it's not like jewelry where it kind of just hangs on a rack. I feel better making more than I'd personally use. And I really am trying to get out of making things that just end up sitting there. And because I end up with so much bulk. I have drawers of stuff and I don't know what to do with it. And yeah. And I don't have the energy anymore to do it. Like, I could list the stuff, but then I have to babysit it, make sure I don't lose it. And I think my days are over. And trying to force myself into my forever path, and for me that's fishing. And really trying to secure as many materials as I can so I could stop being held back by the fear of wasting things when I'm trying to learn something, because that does hold me back a lot. I think ever since moving out west, where there is no yard sales, thrift stores, or craft stores, it's been very difficult to find materials just on Amazon and Etsy, eBay, stuff like that. And can't really get as creative as I want. And like, there's a produce market around here called Rorabex, and they sell just about every species of chicken you could possibly come across, as well as goose. So I was gonna try to get a bearing on that area and to see if I could get some volunteer days there and just get some feathers in exchange, because I absolutely do not mind cleaning up like pens or coops or any of that. And because one day when I get chickens, I'll have way more knowledge and experience with them, but I could also get some feathers. So really, after those feathers, trying to find rooster feathers as long as possible. Doesn't even have to be good quality, and that's pretty well my main focus. Now that I got the craft fur though and the flashabou, and I already have peacock curl, I'm going to make a few bait fish. Not right now, because I'm severely out of it. I'm just gonna end up poking myself, which I actually finally did. I hooked myself good, and that was a few days ago, so it's still a monster, but it really went in. I'm so used to using old hooks that I was digging out of old tackle boxes, so these new boys are sharp, like, sharp as they're supposed to be. And the ones I've been using are pretty much only for practice. They're quite old, and I'm not exactly sure what the material is that these hooks are comprised of, so I've been trying to just use these for practice, because I don't want to pierce any fish with you know, they might have good relationships with their parents. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. There was a barracuda that people would catch over and over and over again in the 80s on Lake Worth Pier, and it was named Sam, I believe, and he had hooks and stuff like that. I still think that would be an incredible cartoon, like if on SpongeBob there was like kind of like a meathead fish with the hooks all up in his mouth, and or the fish hanging on the walls, the preserved fish, if they like had a hook. I haven't seen that yet. And yeah, I did try to contact the pier master's daughter, the daughter of the pier master of that era, but I don't think I got a response. I do be messaging random people pretty much all day. Been really trying to to get some scraps and returns from fly shops. I'll pay for it. I just don't know where to start, and I'd rather buy a box of scraps. And like I find gift boxes or grab bag kind of things, but I just mean scraps, like from the floor scraps. But I really can't wait for the eggs. I'm very excited for that. Hard-boiled eggs, I haven't had one in so long because of the water situation, and it's I'll probably say, oh, I forgot, I also found a piggy bank. I sometimes end up with loose change lying around, and I couldn't help it. It's very clever. That's where the coins go in. And it's a little pirate bear. I usually don't fall for things like this, but I did. And I was able to find my mom a really nice bag at Goodwill for nothing. Thank you, code. Yes. Little pirate bear. Oh, I know where I got this. I got this from the yard sale. I went to a yard sale that was essentially an antique. It was, I wish I got footage. It was the greatest day of my life. Greatest multiple days of my life. Kept going back. And I'm talking like a spinning wheel for fibers. These metal balls I've never seen before, and they were antique mosquito, to burn gas for mosquitoes. Incredible. And the woman who passed away is someone I've known of and was obsessed with since a kid. She worked at Yesteryear Village, and Yesteryear Village is a little old pioneer town that they set up at the fairgrounds. So you can see how the early pioneers lived. They do a lot of reenactments, and hers was my favorite. She would have all the skins behind her, cooking something on the fire, and unfortunately she passed away pretty horrifically. She was mowing the lawn, and her lawnmower fell into the canal, and she was pinned under a foot of water. And incredible. Treasure, absolute treasure. And she had a little Airstream that was absolutely full of antiques and animal parts. And her son was a trapper named Billy. And like it's the most like storybook stuff I've ever run into. And in her room on her mirror had You Are Enough and a bunch of like stuff. Just everything was handmade. It was incredible. And sucks to have had to meet her like that, you know what I mean? And I wish I mean, I would have just never left her side. I've been like, just I'm your volunteer now. And Well, that was way too satisfying, but incredible. I forgot what forced me along that tangent, but really beautiful stuff. And yeah, good day. Today was, and really I can't get over these because you can see the smallness. Really detailed patterns already in these feathers, and bonus points they're dyed, so I already have ones that aren't dyed. Slowly building up an archive without going overboard, just getting what I've deemed by seeing repeated throughout every patterns as necessities. And this did come in though. I've been reading this like it was a holy book. Really good. And it's Lefty Cray, so there's no fluff. It's straight to the point, valuable information, and really clear, concise. $4 on eBay. There's a ton of them on eBay. $4. And a lot of the listings are buy 3 get 1 free as far as books. I mean, and if they're $4, like less than $15, you get 4 books. And incredible. I just hit fly tying after selecting that, and incredible. Lefty Cray himself has put out many books. I'm trying to slowly like accumulate. There's one about fishing inshore, or fly fishing inshore, redfish, snook. Incredible. It's just really grateful to have fallen into this world exactly when I needed to, I suppose, because, you know, there's stages to life, and I've already passed my first 2 stages, so I'm on to the next, which I've deemed the forever, and what I'd like to do for forever. And that is stay outside, eat good, and stay active and work with my hands, and that's pretty much it. And fishing checks off all the boxes, and hopefully going to be able to come across a fire stove before the next few months, and really start getting out there. And but thank you. Yeah, she was an incredible human being, and God, I must have been an actual child, like 2 feet tall when I first started. She was there every year, and the first thing I saw or said when I walked into the yard sale was, "Oh my God, it's Yesteryear Village," and that's what started the conversation with the family and everything. Because that's who she was, and called it instantly. It was truly magical. The yard sales out here tend to be really good when you do come across them. Hello, Fierce Light Inspirator Rune. It's been a day, but did manage to get some fly tying materials from Hobby Lobby. My dad is in the hospital, and he has a tumor in his neck. Huge tumor. And so probably gonna try to be going to Lake Worth, and hopefully I'll be able to show y'all a little bit of my hometown, because it is the greatest place on the planet to me. I miss it dearly. Homesickness ain't got shit on this one right here. I'm just like, it's brutal. But hopefully I could get on over there. I know he's going to be spending some days in the hospital. He was at the local one, however, they didn't have what he needed, so he had to be transitioned to or transitioned. I don't know. He had to be moved. And my dad is very stubborn, so when anything goes wrong in his life, his first immediate response is to push everyone away, but gotta just grit my teeth a little bit, and yeah, so it's probably gonna get a little depressing, but you know, such is life, and we all have our expiration dates, and my dad does not take care of himself one bit. I mean, I try to stay active, however, I could do a little better. And, yeah, so he doesn't go to the hospital unless it's absolutely urgent, and his hernia in his chest, uh, he could have exaggerated a little bit because it's bigger than a football. And like, if he moves up, this giant thing just goes, it's intense. And, so, yeah. Dealing with that a little bit. Finally got to talk to my mom on the phone though, because her phone isn't working still. And, I know it sounds nuts, but they exist. You could buy them online. Someone on their block has a phone jammer. I don't know why, but that is what's happening. It doesn't matter what cell network, nothing works on that block, and it's right downtown. So, and I've known people that has used those before, like in their cars and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I got it online. And so their phone really doesn't work at all. And it's a wood house. It's not like it's a concrete bomb shelter. It's a wood house right smack dab in society. But yeah, no, I know. I'm all too familiar with it. It get a little taste on his birthday because like some people don't like celebrating their birthday one bit. And no, many people like that. And I just pretty much don't mention it. I don't know why. I don't really celebrate my birthday either. But yeah, very stubborn human being. And yeah, but like I keep trying to remind him, we got a lot of fishing to do, and there's a lot I have to learn from his experience in order to carry it on. And experience he does have. And like ever since I was a kid, he would go out Thursday, Friday, come back Monday or Tuesday, cooler full of fish. We'd meet him every day at the dock to exchange lunch boxes, and then he'd be right back out there. And he'd go to the Gulf Stream, because it's right on the coast here. It's just a stone skip away is the Gulf Stream itself, which bounties, bounties, and unfortunately it is international waters, so it can get a little sketch out there, but it's good. And the stream itself, like what you look for out there, well, I'm sure everyone fishes how they fish, but one of the things I've always learned was weed lines, but that's is the humps. And that's why one of the reasons why I got all the charts is to keep track of all the humps, because humps are baby islands or perhaps ancient volcanoes and like that. And along the Gulf Stream, that warm water pushes into that hump, causing a frenzy of fish and bait fish, and it's becomes like fish havens. I think fish haven, that term is used for different kind of setups. However, it's incredible. It's like a buffet for all involved, not only fishermen but for the fish themselves. And it pushes up, and it kind of excites the life down there and disorientates the smaller fish. It's really interesting when you look up fishing humps. But there's a lad on here named Heath, South Florida Fishing Report, and that's a great channel for all things fishing, especially saltwater. I think he's based in Boca, which I've been dying to fish Boca. Dying to go there for a few reasons. They have that half-off sushi place, but Old Florida Fly Shop is there, and the Boca Inlet. There's a lot down there, and the water is like Sleeping Beauty turquoise. It's incredible. Yes, my dad will, he drinks very heavily, so, and I think that's the best part that's coming out of this, because like heavily, way heavier than I even thought. Like I'm talking full cups of vodka with like a little splash, but like all day, every day. as soon as he wakes up, like, the air is flammable. And it all started. My dad's always been a drinker. Like, he does get down, but it all started when he had some herniated discs, but then he slipped on paint at a gas station. There was no signs up or anything, and when he slipped, he caught an elderly man, and it shattered the herniated discs. So the discs in his spine are completely shattered, like bone on bone ground, no gel left in between some of them, and it's horrific. Insurance won't cover surgery, and it took him a long time to finally be like, all right, I'll just do it. Because it's like, look, you could get paralyzed from surgery, but your spine could paralyze itself if something slips out of place. And so he finally was going to go with it, but yes, there was a lawsuit. However, it was a long time ago, and at this point there's nothing. And but on top of that, within the last few years, somehow a hernia developed. He's the type of dude that his body is his machine. He does irrigation. His body's his machine. So it just, everything is being ground down, and that's why I have a lot of respect for anything blue collar, because your body is your machine, and your tools, and all too often that is sacrificed completely, and the people are left very much struggling at the end of it. And unfortunately, he pretty much did his own thing, so it's not like, there's any insurance or anything like that. Anything that, like, usually would help somebody through it. The system's in place. But, let's see. So the hernia is a huge issue, and as long as he's got COPD, and now the tumor on his neck, which I knew wasn't a swollen lymph node, because as far as I understand, they usually swell together, and it was just on one side. And but no amount of, like, showing articles and stuff like that would get him on. It took months and months of this huge growth on the side of his neck, and he's always taking care of himself. He came from absolutely nothing, and always taking care of himself. So his stubbornness isn't, like, unwarranted. It's very understandable, and a little hard to deal with, but and just yeah, like, I don't know how his lungs are clear and this and that, and but I think there's definitely some depression in play, because, like, he had a horrific childhood, and that stuff never leaves anybody. And so there's, like, that plus kind of slowing down physically, and stuff like that. That's just like this perfect storm of just it's a mess. But life is really short, and I'm all too aware of that. And you can't pick your family, nor would I want to, because, yeah, they're kind of huge pains at times, but I wouldn't change it for anything. And only child, so kind of feeling a huge brunt of it, and but hopefully, I really want to get some of his stories on film, because I know, quite literally and in reality, I'm running out of time. And because there's been a few, close calls and stuff like that. The dude goes hard. He really does. And yeah, and he still wants to jump off a Blue Heron Bridge for some reason. But yeah, no, the depression is real. Because also, like, I had a pretty basic upbringing. My mom was a housewife, and I mean, she did do college and stuff like that. She was in school for psychology, however, didn't finish, and I was a housewife to yours truly. My dad was fishing or working 24/7, and so it's really easy to feel absolutely alone in that situation. and especially for the men, and no offense, like, and gender shit is so weird now. Like, I feel bad, like, not mentioning, but I'm talking about my situation. I always overthink that, because, like, I don't know, I get a lot of trouble from my friends, so I have, saying that men are actually, not replaceable. I don't know why that's, like, a weird thing to say, and, I forgot the term someone called me, because I was just, like, sticking up for reality, I guess. Well, my understanding of reality. And, yeah. And of course, there's, like, female bricklayers, but there's 90-something% are men, and, like, they grind their body like nothing else that I really notice on this planet. And of course, there's always, exceptions, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll get, like, shot on a lot. I don't get it. Like, I just couldn't imagine. And, like, I think that's why, because it's so, blatant for me, and it has been since I was born. And, yeah, but not to get on a tangent, because just, yeah, life is life, and it's a wild thing. And who knows how we got here, and who knows when we're leaving. But it's, yeah, he is. And, I think he's, let's see. He was born in, 62, I think. Yeah, my mom was 63. And, I still think he's way too young to be in the shape he's in. Way too young to be in the shape he's in. And, like, his closest friend, very few years off, just had a kid. And, I just wish he would pick up on the point. The point I'm trying to say is that there's so much more to life and more life to live. But he has been in give up mode for the last few years. It's clear as day. And that's why, another reason why I hit so far into fishing instantly, because, like, I do feel like time is not like a luxury that is had currently. And really the only one person I know personally that fishes is my dad, and that's the only person I went fishing with. I tried going fishing with friends a lot. One of my friends cut a fish's face up, like Black Dahlia style. That was the last time I went fishing with her. I couldn't believe it. She whipped out scissors, and I was too stunned to move. And I regret falling into that stun because my hands were like that. But, you know, we all live, we all learn. And it's still taken by that. But anyway, yeah, so gonna probably wait it out till tomorrow, and then maybe Monday head to Lake Worth. Gonna pack up a little bit, because I do want to bring, start trying to practice travel stations, because I do like the idea of, I love doing green markets. I usually just have a table and a rack of clothes behind me, and just whatever I've made in the last year on the table. But I will be in the corner making more stuff, or making chains longer if someone wants the choker to be a regular necklace, stuff like that. And really want to do one where it's fly fishing or fly tying, and big old interactive table. And that's the plan now. Can't really do it from here, so I really gotta get to Lake Worth anyway to start figuring out what green markets are when, and how much booths are, stuff like that. And it used to be quite affordable, but I'm sure all that's changed. And yeah, so homeward bound. gonna hopefully, I don't know, fall into something there, or at least even talk to the vintage stores and handmade good stores, stuff like that. And no, 100%, 100%. Though I will say, last time I took my dad fishing on the pier, he just spent the whole time talking to a lady about Texas. It was so funny. As soon as she said she's from Texas, I was like, oh, there he goes. Oh. But, yeah, no, I love my dad too. He's a character. And it's just, he's the most stubborn human being ever. And, like, should be studied, like, while he's in there. And, but, yeah, no, it's definitely a character. And, I'm an only child. I don't have any brothers and sisters. I technically have 2 half sisters, but it's been years. And, not by choice or anything, just, time and distance. And my family is very small and very scattered. Not a lot of people socialize in it. My mom's side of the family has been a wreck since my grandparents passed away years ago. They were the glue of that family. And yeah, my aunt, unfortunately, is really close with, and she was smoking a cigarette and had a seizure and hit her head on a parking stone. And yeah, so that side of my family is pretty much no longer. And my uncle took all my fishing poles. Still mad. Not mad at him, I'm mad at the beastie. Never mind. She's a wretched, wretched human being. I'm just gonna say it. It's my channel, damn it. I'm just kidding. But, she is a wretched human being. And I love everybody, I really do, but, oh my gosh. Like, another thing that should be studied by the greatest minds that science has to offer. I'm getting salty now, but, you know. Been a really good day, but also, like, the very heavy dark cloud surrounding everything. And thought I could pop on here and just talk into the ether. But it's funny. I actually had a sweet potato in my purse. Gave it to a dog, or the dog, Lucy. I think Church got the turnip, and Lucy got the sweet potato. I thank you. I still wouldn't change a single thing of it. Maybe, you know, get my dad off the couch, break that TV, the first thing I want to do. I want to break that TV so bad. I understand now when parents, like, take TVs out of rooms and cut cords and all that thing, because if I see him watch the same episode of Shameless or Monk one more time, like, see, I couldn't take my dad in a fight, so I can't affect the TV negatively at all. But, yeah, that TV's gotta go. Because it's just something to sit in front of and wither away. I am allergic to the television. I do watch TV. I do. It's just, when I watch it, I get way too into it. And then I see the clock, and it's changed shape. And so I run away from the TV. I mean, if I watch 2 seconds of an episode, I have to see what happens, and I don't know why, but I try to, at the very least, to make it so, like, it's something. Can't really watch, I used to watch a lot of History Channel, however, it's all aliens now, and I dig it, I do. However, I need a little archaeology, and not, see, my whole thing, like, yes, the pyramids are magnificent, full of mystery, how in the hell, however, I always thought it like this, like, we can't build that pyramid, but they can't build skyscrapers, or they can't build the Chrysler Tower, and, stuff like that, just little, but it doesn't take away from the mysteries and, like, the purpose of it, if it was some form of generator or some form of I don't think it was a tomb. I don't think it was a tomb. It just doesn't make much sense. Unless it was a tomb of, like, of people before the Egyptians and became Egyptians, because everything was inundated with art and detail and symbolism. However, the pyramids are dry, it was zero. And so that never made sense to me that it was a tomb. And last Earth Age, see, that's another thing, because that's the bigger seasons, and the mini ice ages, and the fact that the Sphinx was carved by years and years of heavy rainfall, much like what would be in a rainforest. And like, the desert was a forest, so why wouldn't this forest one day become a desert? And volatile planet, it's always moving around. That's why some of the climate stuff gets me a little agitated. There's a lot of it that I do agree with, and taking better care of it. So, like, you know, gosh, not so long ago they wanted to nuke the moon, and things like that just are bad ideas, in my opinion. Or like eradicating a certain species because you think it's better for the environment, then all of a sudden everything starts collapsing. Leave it alone, just be good to it, I guess. And yeah, there's bigger seasons that we can't see within our lifetimes, not even within the few lifetimes, like generations. However, like, a lot of patterns correlate, just like every culture has a flood story or a flood myth. And every culture that I mean, floods and things of the sort. See, and that's another thing I don't doubt, because there's plenty of ways where sound or vibrations are used to cut, like those, or water, and like water could, there's so many, and like our technology would be inconceivable to them, and like maybe they're the exact same, vice versa. And like what happens if there was no phones or internet or Wi-Fi, and we were all like had pretty much the same technology, however separated? What would that look like to close that gap? It's constantly inhabited, and I think when we finally are able to get and like things, I mean, every day I know I learn something new about this planet. And not too long ago, I just got random curiosity what Antarctica looked like underneath, and the gorgeous spread of starfish and sea anemones, anemones. It messed me up because Brian Jonestown Massacre has a song called Anemone, but I was in middle school when I discovered this song, so I thought I said anonome, anonome, and doesn't sound right when I say it out loud. But so I always mispronounce that word. And I also like the ancient astronaut theory. There's a good book called Chariots of the Gods, and it discusses the ancient astronaut theory, because that's another one. There's so many of them. Water Ape, I of course like that one. I'm real into water. If I could live in water, I definitely would. And if we did evolve from living in water, why? Why did we have to go and do that? Anemone. That made it a lot easier. Anemone. I see anemone. It still sounds weird when I say it, I think. I'm gonna have to watch a documentary and it will be burnt in my mind forever. Oh. Yes. There's some sand on this chair. Can't get over these eyes still. 3D printed eyes. I don't have to the ball chain, let me try to separate one. Very similar. So this right here is ball chain, and I just painted it, and the ones up here are the 3D printed ones, which, yeah, the 3D printer takes a little second. However, it takes way longer to sit there and try to paint the individual beads in a nice even, because when you paint that metal, the paint kind of retracts in itself, so you have to really dollop a huge bead of paint onto it for it to cover the whole sphere. And I do like Robert's work. I started watching him years and years ago when I believe the channel was Atlantean Gardens, and however, I think he's become a little bit of a shit stirrer. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble watching this now, and but to each their own, and like he's more than, you know. Dude's mad well read, and like could come to any theory he wants to, and I value that. But sometimes I am a little shocked. But I really do like really like the guy. I just any new theories. I even watch what is the, I think it's called any directions. Everybody comes up with their own, like, if we had a bowl of raw ingredients, every single person would come up with a wildly different recipe or things to do with those ingredients, and that's kind of what I take theories as. And I get into a lot of arguments with random people online because, I don't know, it bugs me when someone says, no, that is wrong. It's like, how do you know, though? Like, you know? Like, in any case, how do you know? I mean, a few decades ago, we were piercing people's brains with ice picks. How do you know? Like, how does anybody know? Anything. Potatoes are good, but how do I know? Can't eat them raw. I really do enjoy them, but I want to try my hand at CAD again so I could start making designs for the 3D printer, because I'm getting closer and closer to finding prints that I need. Like, I found a few hermit crab shells, and I tried to print those. However, they weren't on Thingiverse, they were on a different, like, fab something, sketch fab, but they didn't print for some reason. And I even converted the file from whatever it was to STL. It did not print. And my sculpting skills are less than desirable. I forgot the saying, but I really need some crab shells, and I did find a crawfish mold, but I'm not sure what I could use. Like, maybe if I make that mold and use polymer clay in that, and then make a negative with the mold so I could use resin, because I really just want to paint resin onto the mold, cure it, paint more, cure it, to get some shells, not like solid pieces of plastic. And they do sell that kind of thing. And it's like 6 in a pack, and I'm learning, so I need ample amounts to really rush to go through, and as to not be held back by finite material. And I try to be as waste free as possible, and like my grandma always said, mustn't waste. She also told me that if I had to go to the bathroom, and if I just held it longer, I wouldn't have to go to the bathroom anymore. She was a Marine, and very intense woman. If I were to reenact my grandma, it would be like this. Jesus Christ, what is it with this shit again? She was so nice, though. She was really nice, and I miss her dearly. I actually have a picture of her in the Marines here. My grandpa actually colorized the picture. She's very nice. She just had a very, very hard life. She grew up on a farm with a lot of brothers and sisters, and unfortunately the father passed away unexpectedly. I mean, he was walking into the house and went face down in snow, and it was just no more. And very, very intense life. And I still really want to go. She's from Minnesota. Still really want to go see her. I believe she has one surviving sister, and really, I just really want to go up. Hello from Tennessee. Oh, hello Spencer. How have you been? Great channel and great topics. I think I'm not really talking about his channel also. I'm talking about his Twitter, but dear Lord. I guess I wasn't prepared for all that. And you can't comment on anything unless you pay. And subscription mode anyway, which I'm sure that is for a reason. Because people go ham. But, you know, I value it all, so. Really? 100% silicone mix. Let me take a screenshot. Oh, I have my notebook. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I thought I lost this today, which there's a part of me that didn't mind because there's so much random, you know. I was gonna just try to find the list page. Always think for yourself, indeed. I wish that didn't become so villainized these days. Like, I used to say one thing and you're like, yeah, well, this person is this. And it's like, dude, you might need to put some ice on that after reaching, like, oh, I messed it up. 100%. I saw at the store today at Hobby Lobby these rose-tinted glasses, and there were soap-making glasses. So you wonder why they have to be rose-tinted. Never seen them before. I had tried a two-part mold maker a long time ago, and I made a mess. I was trying to... I actually just found... It's a nightmare now. It was a doll head that I was trying to... I poured plaster in a failed mold afterwards. You can kind of still see her profile. And then I put it in a plant, but the rain just acid ate it. And it had a heart. But I like it way more now, and I can't bring myself to throw it away, even though it's pretty horrific looking. Yeah, I've never heard of a 100% silicone mix with dish soap in it. With dish soap in it. Because if I can make some molds, that would pretty much change a lot of things. Because there's so many different creatures and crustaceans that I could be imitating. I did find a book on imitation. I think I did order it, and that's why... Did I? I've learned to just grab the books on eBay. I find them for like $4. The saltwater fly tying book, $8. That was probably the most expensive book I bought in years. And they would go for like $36 to $56 everywhere else. I couldn't believe it. And really lucky with books. There's so many bookshops on eBay that offer buy 2 get 1 free, buy 3 get 1 free, and they're all less than $5. It's pretty amazing. And they're very indiscriminate. They're not trying to make money off of it. A lot of it is secondhand shops, and like the money will go to a certain, or the proceeds will go to a certain area. And smooth on. Yeah, there's a store actually in West Palm Beach called the Glue Factory. Greatest shop ever. I hope nothing happens to it. and I really want to make videos. I've always wanted to make videos in the local specialty shops like that. I already missed the chance on Hall's, George's, Hardware, a few places, but the glue factory, every type of glue adhesive you can think of, and they used to give them out for free, but they might sell now. The steel drums for the longest time. Well, it started in high school. I got it. Like, people would pick me up and I'd have a half of a steel drum with me. I made sure people ate, you know, and I would just find any bits of wood on the alleyways, and I had a grill grate from the old grill, and would cook just about anything in it. It wasn't the best cooking, and a lot of it involved tin foil and just throwing it on fire. I have a lot of really good produce markets and Spanish markets, so you could get ample meat and vegetables, fresh vegetables, dirt cheap, and wide variety, not like just what Publix has available. Waxy apples. Smooth on. That sounds way simpler. Like, I feel like I know can't judge a product by its name, but that name sounds weird. The sensation of a phone vibration in this chair from moving it weird. My hat? Oh, that thing. I was like, sometimes I have some like doll heads. That's my mom. I know you weren't talking about that, but that's my mom. A guy on the side of the street painted that in the 70s. Do have a nice picture up there. I mean, yeah. I have to dust that frame. Dear Lord, I gotta dust that frame. But there's my mom and I. Every Christmas we'd have matching plaid suits. She blows. I hear coffee in the microwave. I'm gonna grab that real quick. And I went from having pretty well, standard materials. I still might get the dubbing. It's really, see, I don't have the experience, I think, necessary to pick what products are best, and can't get a good read on prism dubbing, and like, I don't know how much to use, so I don't know if to go for more colors or more stuff, or if it's a stuff that a pinch goes a long way, things like that. That is so cool. So would you like melt it? That's probably a dumb question. Because that's ideal. Especially stuff that requires a learning curve, getting it cheap as possible, always, it just allows for a lot more freedom. Freedom of error, and therefore learning. Because, like, UV resin stuff was really hard to find. Went into Hobby, and I went to Hobby Lobby for resin stuff. They have a whole aisle now dedicated for UV resin. I couldn't believe it. It's a good shop. It is a good shop. People talk mad shite about Hobby Lobby. I think it's because of like not being able to get over that other people exist on the planet. It really is. It's like literally, oh, it's a Christian store. It's like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is fire, alright? But, and so is Hobby Lobby. There are no barcodes, so I do feel bad that the people have to type in all the numbers. However, I bet they're wicked good with numbers. No, just kidding. I'm getting a little rambling. Probably gonna drink some not necessary coffee. Yeah, Hobby Lobby is great. It really is. And tons of decor, like, but affordable. Sometimes you got a big blank spot on the wall and want something to fill it up. I got all that. And of course, yard sale and thrift stores for paintings. Oh my gosh, the amount of hand painted paintings at thrift shops is just astounding. I have one that I really like. I haven't found a spot for it yet, but I've had it for a long time. Look how fabulous. But nice strokes. I'm just gonna get over it. And I really like the crackling from the age and time spent in Florida garages, probably. I got some cleaning to do in here. But this room is quite literally to make a mess in. Gotta have a chaos corner. But on that note, I think I'm going to change into an oversized t-shirt and get everything off the desk. After I finish these, I gotta make some more eyes. I'm running dangerously low, and I totally forgot to look for glitter, because these are stop sign shape, but I really need, I don't need, but I would like some round glitter, and this is just individual glitter, resin domed with a smaller piece on the inside. It made the perfect eyes, and for exactly this purpose. I haven't given these a go yet, so I really want to try these and print as many as I can tonight, so there will be no stopping tomorrow. Because when that bucktail comes in, I think that I'm gonna call it after that and just work through a few patterns that I have the stuff for, because I can get kind of fixated on acquiring materials, especially discovering a new craft that I haven't dabbled in. There's so much that I've just never seen before, and all the different types of feathers and all the care and like detail put into every I would say inch, but some of these things are just an inch big, so every small unit of measurement. But on that note, I can only get this board tooth this clean, but I'm gonna put it on a necklace. It's the closest thing I have to. It looks just like Blue's tooth, and I wasn't gonna. Yeah, but I have a jar of his fur, well, bristles, and I'm gonna try to when I get a little better working with the, because I don't want to lose them. I will jump in a swamp for a blue fly, and gator wasn't there today. However, it rained pretty much all day. And blue heron is closed. Fecal matter. And a boat slammed into the bridge, I think I heard that right. But fecal matter is the matter with blue heron right now, and I believe also Boynton Inlet. And according to code, based off of the divers' reports, they think it's going to just get worse because they're going to have some south winds blowing through, bringing all of Jupiter's stuff down in these parts. It's all connected, and you know, there's a few times a year where something will go wrong and it'll close the beach or close the inlets to swimming and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's closed for fishing, however. It's a good time to find more spots. There's so many spots. I've been to every beach I could count on my stretch of, and I still discover new beaches and new little areas and forests that I've never seen before. And I'm really trying to focus on Corbett. I'm still not very familiar with freshwater fishing, so I'm really trying to focus in there. And I have a few types of boots picked out. I found the muck boots. That led me to discover snake boots, and there's a ton of snakes back there, tons. So trying to kind of master snake boots and figure out what brands and then go on eBay. but I like to look on Amazon and the actual stores and through reviews, so I know which brand is true to size. So when I do find a size that I can't return, it's golden. And snake boots. I for some reason didn't really think about that existing. And they're nice high up, so I could walk in a little bit deeper water. The waterproof hiking boots, the ankle part is a little too shallow for the amount of water back there. And yeah, that's the tooth I found. Boar tooth. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get back there and grab a bunch. I know it could be deemed a little gnarly, however, I have a lot of girlfriends that really like working with this, and I actually did too, but I got plenty of you know, interesting pieces of nature, so I'm gonna try to, and also have some things to trade, because I'm trying to find feathers on plenty of people. There's an oddities market and stuff like that, and for that I would get them bleach white. This is a personal I'm gonna put this on a necklace, but if I were to gift it, I would make sure it was absolutely spotless, and because you never know. But oh yes, I'm gonna actually double check, because I just got a weird alert from it, and I don't know if it, I plan to be. There's a lot out there. Gators, water moccasins. I haven't seen many coral snakes like being spotted. However, I don't know if it's true or not, but the hospitals aren't gonna carry anti-venom anymore, or weren't going to. I'm not sure about that, and I always think about that. I never really double check if it's true or not. Oops. But I'm gonna hop off. I'll respond fiercely here in a bit, because I do have to check on that. Within the last week, I haven't heard anything. I'll use it for orders and stuff, and I'm gonna probably pick somewhere else. And I'm gonna be in Lake Worth, so that would probably be the best bet, because that's where I usually got all my mail. However, things just got too like intense over there, so I haven't been back. However, with this, I do think I'm gonna be in Lake Worth for a little bit. God willing, anyway. Try to get my dad off his high horse a little bit, because whether they like it or not, I'm their only child, so I'm like gilded and gold and shit. I'm just kidding, but I'll get to right now, because that is important. And yes, because I don't know how else to tell if a fish is edible or what water is edible. I found a few spots today, but it's all the same. I think they're all connected. So I think if one area is good, I think the next, there's everything out here is connected with canals. But I will be right to you. Just gonna make sure. Oh shoot, my bad. That painting is you know how like people used to do portraits of people on the side of the road? Someone was doing painted portraits and did that in one sitting in the 1970s. I wish I could paint like that. One day. I did those, but they're not very good, and you do not even want to see them. I did it with chalk. I was a little bored, and the wall was a little blank, and kind of behind things, and I've been wanting to rip them down for a while. Replace them with a fish. Oops. But on that note, God, this is weird. Still not totally used to this phone, and the little icons were moving completely. Oh. Wow, that's interesting. There's an all message filter. I noticed that with my other phone, but I haven't been able to find it on this one. I tried to make sure all the filters are off, because I want people to say whatever they want to say. One day I'll show my actual drawings. Those took 2 seconds. I God, I don't even know where to look for them. Oh, those. Oh, that is all sketchbooks and drawings. And, they get a little dark, I will say that, but I don't plan for drawings. I just will start doodling, and whatever happens, happens. And, they used to cause concern in my mother, however, she's learned to appreciate my doodles. So, one day I'll share some of those. And, I keep meaning to get back into it. Just, need to find a spot, a mind-rambling spot, because, I fall into distractions like analogy is not coming to me. Like Mario falls into pits when using a broken control. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Happy trail. I'll leave this up again. I think. Well, I want to make sure I don't forget to respond. So, all right. Happy trails. Hope y'all. Oh, okay. Hope y'all have a perfect night, and thank y'all for joining me. And real stoked to found Crafter. It seems almost mythical at this point. I've seen so many videos on fly tie materials from craft stores, and Crafter is just something I never really looked at. I've got bags of fur, but I think it's too fine. I'm not sure. Not sure. I had a little fur sorter, but I couldn't figure out how to use it. I did not watch a video on it. I watched someone use it, like, on a... Anyway, rambling. Good night, y'all. Happy trails.